Welcome back to ᵐᶦᶜᵒ. I am Joseph, and today I have a really cool piece to show you. Something that I never thought would actually accrue value are Game Boy Micros, because they're literally just Game Boy Advances without the ability to play Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. They are literally just small Game Boy Advances. Even up to 2018, 2019, Game Boy Micros were a pretty reasonable price. Now, just the Game Boy Micro alone can go upwards of $200. I don't know how much one would go with the box. Now, granted, this box is a little scuffed, I will admit, but it's still a Game Boy Micro box. The coolest thing about this box, though, is it came from a local rental store when those were still a thing, and it came with the receipt in it, where the person would have basically ended up paying around $390 for a rent-to-own Game Boy Micro. Basically, I just wanted to look at this and show you some gameplay on a Game Boy Micro if you've never seen it. The seal right here has already been cut, so we don't have to worry about that. And sadly, it at some point was ripped, but that's okay. We can still unbox it. Wow, look at that. That is cool. That is cool. There's a Game Boy Micro here. So here is the Game Boy Micro itself. This one is a bit scuffed, but I mean, I think it was probably played at some point. Yeah, looking at it, it's a really small in my hand. I mean, look at that. Actually, let's compare it to a GBA cart. So right here, I have a reproduction copy of Pokemon Fire Red. If you know how big a GBA cart is, it's a little less, or maybe even right at half the cartridge. Does this have any charge to it? It does. Okay. Look at that nice screen, though. That is really pretty. Before we get into that, I want to know what is beyond this. What is in this white box, I wonder? This is just paperwork, it looks like, for the Game Boy Micro. Does this not come with a charger? Do we not have a charger for our Game Boy Micro? So it doesn't actually look like we have a charger for our Game Boy Micro here, but at least we have the micro, the box, and the inserts. Now I'm going to be inserting a game into here and seeing if it works. No, we got the error. Here's some Pokemon Emerald gameplay on the Game Boy Micro. This thing is actually really cool. It is a very compact design for a Game Boy. So it's hard to think of like an actual application for a Game Boy this comically small, but there's one instance that I could think of that this is actually useful, right? If you want to see more cool pieces like this and much more, check out our Mercari page. There'll be a link in the description below. We sell stuff like this all the time over there. But yeah, we'll see you later. Goodbye.